Keto is getting all of these incredible results.
Keto might be suboptimal for improving muscle mass.
Keto is short for ketosis.
Yeah.
And this involves getting the body into fat burning mode.
Ketogenic diet is a fasting mimicking diet.
Ketogenic until a couple months later, and once I found that, it was the difference because I was able to add things to my diet that I had already taken out, like cheese.
It's this new fad diet, and people are claiming that it's shedding off pounds and pounds of that stubborn body fat, making them look slim and in shape when nothing else worked. Keto is the savior fat loss diet where you can eat more fat and lose fat. And people are cutting out carbs and getting themselves into a state called ketosis, where they can use these things called ketones to allow them to burn fat for fuel. And in the process, they lose all those stubborn extra pounds. Sounds fantastic, right? But what if I told you that this was all a big, fat, juicy lie? Coach JMO here, and before the keto crowd comes after me with pitchforks in the comments, make sure to stick around and watch the whole video. Now, I'm sure that the people who've lost weight on the keto diet aren't lying about their weight loss. They may have actually lost those pounds, but what are the mechanisms that are actually going on here? What's actually happening behind the scenes in the body for them to lose all of that weight? Now, I did already make a keto video describing the hormone effect of the keto diet, and boy did that piss some people off. So I'm back to piss more people off. But I'm actually here to talk about the keto diet lies. And those branch ketonians were not happy with me when I went into what actually happened within the body and the organs and the endocrine system that affects your body so negatively from the keto diet. And I understand, guys, if someone goes after something that you have such a strong belief in, something that may have even worked for you, something that's part of your identity, of course you're gonna be offended, you're gonna be upset, and you're gonna wanna retaliate and get back at that person and prove them wrong. And I was there, they were coming after me with the pitchforks, it was like an angry mob. But the funny thing is, I don't actually hate keto. Like I said before, I've actually tried it myself. And of course, it didn't work for me, but that doesn't mean that it might not work for other people. So let's get into the two effects of that magic weight loss that people are seeing when they hop on the keto diet, especially in the beginning. And here's the big shocker. Most of the weight loss from keto comes from two very specific things. And the first being water weight. Yes, it is just the water that is making that number on the scale go down. That's making you look slimmer and thinner when you're seeing yourself in the mirror after a few weeks of being on keto. Now I get it, right? You see yourself, you want a transformation. I do this all the time. You're looking in the mirror, you're trying to figure out if your body's getting better, if it's getting stronger, if you're looking better. And it feels good when you get results. It feels good to see that persistence pay off, right? And there's nothing wrong with losing water weight here. But you have to understand that this water weight comes and goes. It's very cyclical and it's not gonna be permanent because in reality, this actually makes a lot of sense. The body stores more water when it stores more carbohydrates. So when you lose your carbohydrate storage because your body's feeding off of that as much as it can before it has to revert to using ketones for fuel, water weight will also be lost with that. And is it a short-term benefit? Absolutely. But most people find out that this weight loss ends over time and it usually ends up coming back because there is a need for the body to regain water equilibrium. Now, with my story in keto, it's a little bit more specific. I used the keto diet because I wanted to be more focused. I was struggling. I wasn't able to pay attention like I wanted to. So I thought keto would be a great idea. I could use ketones to help with my focus and clarity and motivation for getting more work done. But then after a few weeks, the frequent trips to the bathroom, the mineral imbalances within my body, and even the dehydration ended up causing the opposite effect, where I had even more trouble paying attention. And for me, I was already in a bad place to begin with. I didn't need to get any worse in this department. But somehow my focus was even worse, to the point where I could barely sit for 5 minutes on the computer because I had to go do something. I had to move around. I just felt groggy. I didn't feel like I was myself anymore. And not to mention, my libido was totally crashed and I had no idea why. Fast forward to the hormone video and it starts to make a little bit more sense.
Keto absolutely tanks your testosterone levels.
But I wasn't coming from a junk diet either, full of things like processed breakfast cereals and a bunch of different mysterious liquids like coffee with all these different syrups and all the different sodas and all that junk.
Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
that if you're eating that, oh my God, if you're eating that, then keto probably is a good idea for you. You need to get the hell away from that food because you're doing yourself such a disservice. And quite honestly, I'm pretty disappointed in you, but I also have a lot of love for you and I just want you to get better. However, back to the way I was eating. I wasn't having a terrible diet. I was eating pretty well. I was having real food. I was following the JERF methodology, just eat real food. And I was having plenty of carbohydrates. I was having white rice, I was having sweet potatoes, and I was enjoying it. It tasted good, I had good energy levels, but I felt like something was missing. So I figured keto might be the answer to that, which is totally understandable. And a lot of you might be or have been in that same position. So remember, if you're eating McDonald's or Burger King and you're eating like Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks and all that junk, then is keto gonna be worse for you? Hell no. Get off of that diet. Like whatever you do, like do any diet besides that. For the love of God, please don't do that. Like I'm coming to you as a brother here, as someone who cares about you, cares about your health. The amount of pain that your body is gonna be in compared to getting off of that food is night and day. Your hormones will thank you, your mental clarity will totally change, your sexual health will change, and you'll just be so much less likely to incur all these diseases like heart disease, cancer, all these common things that people are dealing with. So in that sense, keto has saved a lot of people, and I'm not shaming keto here. Keto has helped people get out of really dark places in their diets and lifestyles. However, there's a difference between dirty keto and clean keto. Dirty keto, you can eat all the processed fatty foods you want, all the weird seed oils, the mystery meats, and not have any issues and still be in ketosis. But you're still doing a huge number on your overall health and well-being, and you're gonna have to pay for that. Either pay now or pay the doctor later. So if you're someone who's just getting off of a terrible diet and finding keto to be something that works for you, then all the power to you. Please continue to do what works for you. However, if you see keto as this amazing fat loss diet and you haven't tried just eating real food, cutting out processed junk, and adding in carbohydrates into your diet in a healthy way, then you should probably try that before you jump into any extreme diets. Now, I personally noticed that when I first got on keto, my exercise performance decreased and I started to smell pretty weird. And I don't smell great to begin with, so getting even worse was another thing that I did not want to have to deal with. Because I'm an active guy, I like to go outside, I like to be in nature, I like to sweat, I like to exercise. So if I'm sweating and I can smell it, that's a sign that there's probably something going wrong within my internal mechanism, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, I had to try keto, especially as a health guinea pig. I just knew that it was so popular that there's gotta be some benefits to it, right? And who doesn't wanna eat steak, bacon, and avocado with every meal? Just don't tell the vegans about this because they were not a fan of my vegan propaganda video.
What is the vegan diet? The vegan diet is touted as one of the most healing diets and also one of the most popular diets, especially in today's day and age.
Now, there is some cool research on the positive benefits of the keto diet as well. Like, it's very beneficial for people who have epileptic seizures. And it's very cool because things like diet can change our whole environment. If you have the seizure problem and then you change your diet and then you no longer have seizures, then that's a huge step in the right direction. Not only is that cool for you, but it also goes to show how important and valuable the food you consume is for your overall well-being. So that's already pretty cool to begin with, but keto has also been shown to help people with extreme cases of type 2 diabetes and obesity. So with those points, probably wondering, well, why isn't keto good for everybody? Well, it's good for these certain use cases. However, this research also points to the fact that what you eat and the quality of the foods you eat and the macronutrient profiles of what you eat play a big difference in how you feel and how your brain and body are able to function. So just remember that next time you're grabbing for the donut, or next time you're grabbing for the McDonald's, or you're grabbing for that Coca-Cola, remember that what you put in your body plays a large role in how you're functioning, not just in that moment, but in the long term. And if I were you, I would think twice before grabbing that processed food. But I'm not your daddy. I'm not gonna tell you what you can and can't eat. That's your decision, and hopefully you make the right one. So does that make keto diet the best diet to eat for everybody? The final answer for everybody to shed off that extra fat and finally be skinny again? Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
So then what is the ideal diet? Well, this is where it gets fun. There is no ideal diet. Everyone's gonna have a different profile of nutrients and carbohydrates, fats, proteins that work best for their body. And you need to find what works best for you. As I said earlier, it's great to start with the JERF method, which is just eat real food. If your food doesn't come from a farm and it comes from a plant, you probably should think twice before consuming it on a daily basis. And by plant, I don't mean an actual plant, I mean a manufacturing plant. And don't be afraid of getting some carbohydrates in there either. Try it out, see how you feel. Try different carbohydrates. Try carbohydrates higher in lectins, lower in lectins. Just try things that your body can actually utilize and see how you feel. Try it for 4 to 5 days. And if you're not perfect, that's fine. And don't be afraid to get some good carb sources in there. There can be higher lectin levels, lower lectin levels. Your body has different sensitivities, right? Find a good macro split between carbs, fats, and proteins and stick to that 4 to 5 days a week. There's no need to go out and totally cut out a whole macronutrient profile. And yes, I know there's no essential carbohydrates, but there is also a lot of things that carbohydrates play a role in, especially when it comes to brain health and sleep health. So yes, keto can help you lose that excess water weight, but the best way to truly lose weight is just consistency over time. I know this isn't the sexy answer, this isn't the incredible new shocking diet that is gonna allow you to shave off 20 pounds in 20 days, but it is very possible. It is possible to eat like this and to optimize your hormones, but eating the right foods for your body and eating the right amounts and being able to do this over time is not only gonna help you lose weight, it's also going to optimize your hormonal levels, which in turn will help you build muscle, it will help you look younger, it will help you feel better, and it will eventually help you keep that weight off too. But like all good things, it takes time. So if you want a no-nonsense guide how to optimize your health, then check out the book in the description. There's no magic savior diet, there's no miracle injection or pill. There's just hard work, consistency, and knowing exactly what needs to be done for your own needs. So let me know down in the description if you've tried keto before. And let me know if you lost weight, if you felt great, if you tried it and then fell off it and just ended up losing the water weight and then getting it all back. Or if you've never tried it before in your life, but you're curious to give it a go. And as always, like and subscribe for your health.